Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you wherever you find yourself scattered today, and that you know that His presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. Our psalm today is Psalm number 11. Let me go ahead and read it for us. In the Lord I take refuge. How then can you say to me, flee like a bird to your mountain? For look, the wicked bend their bows, they set their arrows against the strings to shoot from the shadows at the upright in heart. When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple, the Lord is on his heavenly throne. He observes the sons of men, his eyes examine them. The Lord examines the righteous, but the wicked and those who love violence his soul hates. On the wicked he will rain fiery coals and burning sulfur, a scorching wind will be their lot. For the Lord is righteous, he loves justice. Upright men will see his face. Sounds like a pretty treacherous time, especially with that question right in the middle. When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? See, the psalmist makes his opening statement that the Lord is my refuge, and then the question, so how can you say to me to flee like a bird to your mountain, to run, to act out of fear because the wicked are prevailing? It sounds like it's a horrible time where wickedness just seems to be having its day and everything seems to be corrupt and even taking aim at those who are trying to live right. And so that's the context. The very foundations are shaking, they're being destroyed. The foundations of justice, the foundations of faithfulness. And in some ways, we can relate. I mean, it's really hard to know who you can trust, especially when you watch the headlines, when you think about all the news stories. It just sounds like there's corruption everywhere, whether it's in politics, whether it's the politicizing of every single issue. It just sounds like there is corruption everywhere. And so the very foundations of trust are being shaken, being destroyed, and wrestling. And the psalmist is wrestling with a situation like this. And it sounds like people are saying, you just got to run, you just got to escape, you just got to find a way, out of this context and out of this world. Fear. And the psalmist is saying, wait a minute. The Lord is my refuge. So how can you tell me to flee like a bird to my mountain just because everything seems to be crumbling, just because it seems like the wicked are taking aim at me and all who are righteous? Psalmist saying, no, the Lord is my refuge, and the Lord is still enthroned above, that God is still on the throne, and that the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, and that the way of the wicked, it is going to perish, that the Lord loves justice, that the Lord is righteous, and that the Lord rules, the Lord reigns. So I don't know where you find yourself scattered today, but I'm guessing, pretty sure, that you can relate to the context of the psalmist where it just feels like everything is crumbling and falling apart, that wickedness is prevailing. Well, don't run. Don't be fearful. Make the Lord your refuge. God is still enthroned above. God still watches over the way of the righteous, and the way of the wicked, it will perish. And so keep doing right. Keep living right for the Lord, no matter how shaky things get. The Lord knows, the Lord is just, and the Lord is watching over you to make a way. So make the Lord your refuge. God bless. And again, have a great day in spite of the shakiness, because God is on the throne.